They're not always on your side, and you're not always in good hands. My name is Bo Williamson, and I am a public adjuster. I stand up for homeowners when they have insurance claims. Our headquarters is in Panama City Beach, but our fight is nationwide. Sometimes insurance claims can be through the roof. However, insurance companies don't always want to pay you. That's why I'm here. Living the Christian life and dealing with this crazy world around me, one thing I've learned is someone has got to stand up for the little guy. This is Insurance Wars.
How'd you sleep last night?
Not bad. I tell you what, I do like this Airbnb.
Yeah, weather's nice today. Good driving weather. Hope you're ready.
Yeah, you said what, it's 2 hours away?
Yeah, 2 hours south over in Lee County. He's got big flood and wind damage. He sent me some photos already. Looks pretty bad.
Okay.
I'm not really the biggest expert on flood. You've got a bit more experience, so I'm kind of let you lead the way dealing with that, if you don't mind.
No problem. Flood claims are tricky. They don't care about state statute. They don't care about manufacturer requirements or warranties. They don't care about what the local government says you have to do. Flood kind of does their own thing. So it's always best to have two eyes on a flood claim. Let's finish up our coffee. Let's hit the road. Do you need to go potty before we leave?
Nah, I'm fine. I took care of myself already.
All right. Just checking. All right. Let's go. Oh, snap, crackle, pop.
Susan is my mom. She's the one who taught me about the world of public adjusting. Seemed real interesting. She felt, fulfilled in her job, and I figured that would be a good career path for me.
Raising a bunch of kids, I always had a favorite kid. Of course, it changed moment by moment as to which kid it was. So at the moment, we'll just say Ben's my favorite kid.
I think this is it right here.
Yep, there we are. Oh, look at all the lovely tree work.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be fun.
Yeah. What's the homeowner's name again?
Nicholas.
Okay. I may need you to pry me out of the car. Jeez, this old thing is not fun.
You're managing. Hey, Mr. Nicholas.
How's it going?
Going
I'm glad
well.
to see you guys.
Hi, I'm Susan. Nice
Hi.
to meet you.
How you doing?
We spoke on the phone already, all right?
Come on in.
Thank you.
Wow, what an amazing view. Except for the yellow tape.
You certainly got some damage.
Yeah, let's start over there. The wind blew a hole through the balcony and water's coming down. I had tried to
Here
mediate the
as well.
damage best I could. Then you can see the seals.
Oh, yeah, those are blown out.
Yeah,
Completely.
it's all due to wind damage.
I mean, yeah. Oh, they trying to say it's flood?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Oh, and I see you have a new swimming hole.
Yeah.
Okay. So, was there any damage upstairs?
No, it's predominantly down here. A little bit upstairs.
Okay.
It's about an estimated $350,000 worth of damage.
Okay.
The insurance company has offered me $9,600. The deductible is $46,000, so essentially they're paying me nothing.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm paying $17,000 a year in premiums for the wind, and $2,000 a year for the flood.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I wish this was a story that was a bit more rare, but unfortunately, we see stuff like this all the time, and we're well equipped to deal with situations.
Well, my friend recommended you guys. He said he saw you guys on a couple of episodes on TV. He said you got great results. That's why I contacted you. And
Yeah, we did a lot of work down this area after her.
But I'm not sure how it works. Can you kind of explain it to me how?
Yeah, so pretty much our job would be to represent you to your insurance company. We'd start by collecting all the evidence, getting photos, measurements, whatever we may need to fight the claim, as well as drafting up our own estimate to submit to the insurance company, telling them what they actually owe for. My initial impressions of Nicholas when we showed up was that he was a bit razzled by this whole experience. He didn't know exactly what to expect. We were able to talk to him and explain exactly what we do and how we can help and guide him through the process, and we can't wait to get him to the finish line.
Be careful because there's loose tile in the front.
Hope you weren't trying to take a dip today.
Yeah, no doubt.
The surge came underneath and destroyed all the tiles on the patio here. It might not look at, but these tiles are very expensive, high-end, imported from Turkey, really expensive.
Okay. Can we get down over here?
Well, once upon a time you could.
Oh, yeah?
The steps are all washed away.
Oh, wow.
To see the front, we're going to have to go around the back.
Yeah.
And I guess it was screened here at one point.
Yes.
And beautiful steps going down. It's just one big step now.
One small step for man.
All right, so let's go around.
Here, watch your step.
This is the nice thing about having your son on location with you.
Oh, that's fantastic.
He takes care of me very well. Oops.
Yeah, offering you a hand's a lot cheaper than buying you a mobility scooter.
Wow.
Well, you can see the power of Mother Nature, how it
That's insane.
just went under the retaining wall of the lanai and just lifted up all the,
And washed
tile.
out all the sand and washed out
right.
all underneath.
Yeah, $9,000 ought to cover it. What are you talking about?
Did they give you a roll of duct tape too? We have a retaining wall that was damaged. We have a flood wall that was damaged. We have a foundation wall or two that are damaged. So our homeowner's a little concerned because he got a check for $9,000. That's not going to cover what's going on here. So what I would like to do is bring Vanessa Ross in, don't you think?
Yeah, she's just over in Sarasota anyways. This is her backyard.
Yeah,
And she did great work during the end, so.
she is flood expert. So I'd like to bring her in, have her look at everything, assess it as well. She likes to be very hands-on. She wants to get involved and see exactly what's going on. So Vanessa is one of the most experienced and expert lawyers in the flood claim field. She knows the ins and outs like nobody else. So we'll bring Vanessa next week. You're going to be out of town though, aren't you?
Yeah.
You mind if I bring Emile and we come out?
You guys go ahead. I got total faith in you too. One of the best parts about working at Noble is I can feel confident that we have a whole team that can help support our clients and make sure that they get the best resolution possible. I'm going to be traveling the next week, and we have Emile that's going to be coming in, and he's going to be able to help out a lot in my absence.
So what's next? How do we get started?
The first thing would be us going through the paperwork, getting all that signed. You mind going through that with him?
That's good.
And while she's doing that, I'll go ahead and start taking pictures and measurements, and we can get the ball rolling today.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. Everything is electronically done, so it's on my tablet.
Oh, the sooner the better.
Trying to navigate how to get out of here without getting killed.
He's sent me the policy already. He's got good liability insurance, so I'm not too worried.
Thanks for your vote of confidence there. The estimate of the damage is well over $300,000, probably closer to $350,000. But some of that's not going to be covered on the flood claim because they're not going to cover that expensive tile that's around the pool. They're just not going to. But the important things that we need to make sure are taken care of are structural. Let's get all the structural taken care of because if we don't, there's going to be more complications. Hey, Bo, thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, what's going on down there?
Well, it's just a little crazy. I've been back and forth between Asheville and South Florida and just looking at all of the damage that we've had from 2 back-to-back hurricanes and what were you telling us? Another one on the way?
It looks like it. It looks like it. We'll see if it happens.
Crazy, crazy season. I tell you, never seen anything like it. But in Asheville, oh my goodness, you remember the bear situation that we had up there? The house that we filmed at was okay because it sat up just a little bit further, but the house across the street where we parked, they're gone. That house is gone. It washed away.
Yeah, I mean, Helene was pretty, really widespread. I mean, you got Florida, you have Valdosta, Georgia, Augusta, Greenville, Asheville, and structural damage in all these places, not just roof damage, but structural damage. And the people in Asheville, that's where we did all the donations to help rescue those people with the helicopters and all that stuff.
Yeah, and let me tell you, that was greatly appreciated by hundreds and hundreds of people because that news got out pretty quickly. But, we're helping a ton of people because, North Carolina people don't know how to deal with hurricane claims. I know it's not written in their policy, hurricane, it says wind. But, just the amount of devastation on this event from North Carolina through South Carolina, Georgia, and all the way down in Florida to South Florida, this whole thing is massive. And I'm so glad that we're fortunate to have the number of people that work at Noble to be able to plant people in all of these areas so that we can help.
Yeah, because who would help these people if it wasn't for us?
Well, there's nobody else around the area in Asheville that I'm aware of.
The public adjusters are few and far between, and then, these laws that these states keep passing with the attorneys, they get to where it's not economical for them. The carriers just, frankly, keep paying and donating money to these politicians, and then that's kind of that's how these laws get in place to where it's beneficial for them and anti-policyholder.
Yeah. And people in South Carolina and North Carolina away from the coast, they've never heard of a public adjuster before, but boy, has word spread fast. And it's Noble's name that spread.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, you know how it is, hurricane season, when it wraps up, you have really just a ton of work for 4 months that you just got to work like a maniac. So keep your head up, try to, keep everybody energized down there. Like, these people are relying on us. Let's help them. And let me know if you need anything from me.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much for your support. We appreciate it. We're on the ground. We're doing you proud.
Okay, Susan. All right, thanks. See ya.
Okay, bye. So, busy day.
Crazy day, right?
This is that one that Ben signed up.
The flood?
The flood.
Yes,
The flood.
the flood.
And they had wind also.
Yes, correct.
And it's a little complicated. So I've asked Vanessa to be there.
Vanessa Ross?
Yes.
Ah, that's
So,
good.
she's amazing.
Brilliant on flood. That's
She
her
is.
expertise, isn't it?
So I felt like it would be beneficial for all of us to have her there because it's a little bit complicated. You read the...
Estimate?
Yes,
Yep.
our estimate.
Yes, there are just so many trades in that, aren't there?
Yes. And it's all
Going to be
about
a fight.
and it's all about that retaining wall versus the back of the house versus the rebar. Try not to get hit. So today we have the reinspection. Ben's out of town, so I'm taking Emile, because like I said, 2 eyes are always better than one. But now we have a third set because we're taking Vanessa with us too.
So you're telling me the policy was canceled right before the hurricane hit? That's crazy. No, we can definitely help you. Yeah. Well, we'll have to talk about this more. I'm at a client's house to do a property inspection. Yeah, we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hi!
How are you?
Hello. Hi.
Been so long since I've seen you.
Hello, Nick.
Hi, yes.
Hi, nice to finally meet you.
Yes. Hey, Vanessa, it's so good to
Neil.
see you
Good to see
again.
you. Is this the house?
Yes, and this is we were just talking, this is such a complex claim. We're definitely
ahead.
going to need some help with this. There are just so many trades, there's so many discussions. I mean, from the seawall to the foundation wall, to the porch wall, the house foundation wall, the inside.
Do a little bit of wind.
Yeah, wow. It
Yeah.
looks like the waves came all the way up under the pool deck and everything.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so outside you can still see the water line.
Wow.
And the challenge is that it washed so much of the foundation away on that far side of the patio. And I mean, it's just crazy.
Nick, I'm so sorry. This is just awful. I can't believe your beautiful house is this much damage.
When the adjuster comes, we really love you dearly, don't want you here. We want to let Vanessa control most of the conversation with him. We'll talk some, but what we don't want to do is get in a tit for tat back and forth because most of the time, these guys are independent adjusters. They want to write as much as they can, right?
Yeah, so the way federal flood policies work is even though your policy may have a name of an insurance company on the top of it, that company's not actually the one writing the check. It's the federal government. So the federal government pays the insurance company on the policy to write these estimates and to pay the claim. So the good news is that this adjuster who's coming has every interest to write as much money as they can in their estimate. The bad news is where it kind of gets a little difficult is if it doesn't follow federal guidelines, they're not allowed to write any more than they have to.
And what happens if they write too much?
Yeah, they're going to be audited by the federal government. That company will have to pay it back. So while they have every interest to help you, there's going to be a line and there's going to be things that just are never covered and will never be covered. So that's what my function is here, to just try to hold your hand, walk your way through it, look through the damages, and help the adjuster see those things that are covered while understanding that, there's going to be a limit to that.
Well, I really appreciate that.
Vanessa's nickname is the Barracuda, and she's super, super nice when you meet her, but boy, when it comes down to business, she is one tough cookie. So nothing personal, skedaddle.
Okay. Nice seeing you.
Thank you, and we'll be in touch. Obviously, when everything's finished, we'll sit down with you. We'll give you a summary.
Well, good
and
luck.
We'll move on out. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Hey, hi.
Hey, Chester.
Yeah, it's good to see you
Hey,
again.
Chester, I'm Susan.
Great to
Didn't we
see
see
you
you
again.
at the explosion?
Yeah, the explosion.
Yeah. I thought you
me.
didn't know anything about flood. So you're doing flood now?
So, oh my goodness, we open the door when the adjuster arrives, and there's a moment of almost deja vu.
The next thing you know, Chester walks through the door. You know, the guy we kicked off the job site a while back.
Oh, I'm going to tell you your job. You want to pack your stuff and head on out of here? I don't sure you're going to represent our client the way it needs to be represented. Thank you for coming. Adios.
Well, I recently got certified.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing flood now.
Well, the good news
Great.
is this is Vanessa Ross.
Vanessa Chester.
She-
good to
Hi,
meet you.
I'm Nick's attorney.
Now, let's agree we're all here for the same purpose. That's right? To help the homeowner be made whole again.
Yeah.
Everything that they can. And the good news is we have an expert on flood, so she might be able to walk us through some things.
Well, I'm just an attorney. I'm not an expert, but hopefully we can work together and get this resolved for the insured.
All
But you're
attorneys
my
are humble like
expert.
that.
I think between our knowledge, we can figure it out.
Yeah, hopefully
Okay.
you see more than the last adjuster did because it didn't work out so well last time.
Yes.
So we really need to take a look, especially at the structural elements and make sure you see absolutely everything.
Got it. Well, I'm happy to check it out.
I love that. And I want us to start again. I know we had like a little bit of a different opinion at the last one, but let's put that behind us and say, all right, what do we need to do to help our policyholder here? Fantastic. Good.
Okie doke.
Well, where should we get started?
Chester says he's been through some certifications now, but I guess we're going to see how that goes.
Oh, oh,
Okay.
I think that's big enough, right? Oh boy. Watch out. So this void here is going to affect the structure, I would think. Can you see the rebar in that foundation? Because that's what's going to trigger coverage, right? If it's got
We have
the
rebar on over here, and you can see it on the outside as well.
Yeah.
So is this maybe where the wind came in and it cracked this, allowing that rainwater to come in here?
I doubt it.
Yeah, really?
We had wave action coming up here, flowing underneath the house and undermining the foundation. And yeah, wind is not capable of doing something like this.
See this pillar here? The entire house is attached to the pillar. That pillar goes down into this foundation. If that pillar goes over, the entire part of the house falls over. So we can't just say, well, this isn't included because it's outside.
And the good news is we have video of the water.
Got it.
So that will probably
You're
help.
showing there's clear evidence that
Yes.
this is?
Yes.
It was an interesting process with the adjuster, Chester. He again started the process feeling a little maybe adversarial, but I think the more he saw the damage, the more he realized that what we were asking was not for pixies and goblins, but real things the homeowner needed.
Obviously, the significant, the whole disruption. Now, think of the structure attached to the home. Mr. Adjuster, come over, look at this. So the entire structure is attached to the home. This is holding everything up. It's solid sand. You can see the level of the sand is where the paint line is. So everything was high.
And it's all rebar.
That's right. The whole thing is structured. You can see the rebar. So when that loses its foundation, we're obviously in trouble.
Yeah, this is not just a deck. This is not just a patio. This is more, and it's affecting this main
And attached
load-bearing
to.
post
Yes.
here. Yeah.
The beauty of it is that we have that video that shows the water coming up, coming over, and actually causing the damage. So it makes it a little bit easier and keeps you out of trouble, so that if you're writing it, you can go, hey, Mr. Boss, I have this video and this is showing me this is what's happening and the water's hitting it and receding.
I'd love to see that video.
Oh, trust me, we're happy
Fantastic.
to send it to you.
So guys, have a look at the paint line. So your sand is up to that paint line. You can see by the stairs where the bottom step was is where that blue paint ends. All of this had support underneath it, sand, structure, rebar.
Now, I want to be clear. We have significant damage to the seawall. We are not asking you for anything on the seawall because we know that that's not covered.
Yes. So, I mean, what is your thinking? I mean, obviously this is flood damage, right?
You know, I mean, I will need to look at that footage. We will need to see whether this should be covered by flood. I do see the points. I understand that this is part of the foundation. I can see where there may be some compromise, where we may be able to decide that this was flood damage that washed all that out. But again,
are we going to have issues with the pool being covered? Because that could be part of the structure here.
you know, I imagine there could be some issues, considering that's not typically covered, but depending on what that looks like, what the policy looks like.
And here you can see the actual foundation, how it meets the criteria for it to be a part of the home,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Is that true, Vanessa?
Yeah, I mean, it has to be over 6 inches and rebarred and structurally tied into the house to be considered part of the footprint. So we shouldn't have any issues there. Wow, look at the stairs.
Crazy, huh?
Completely
Yeah,
washed
the
off.
power of the water is absolutely phenomenal. And what we're glad about, Vanessa, is you're the Barracuda. Come on, you have the reputation, right?
You had to mention that now.
And the other words start with a B. I'm just saying you are strong in court.
my gosh.
You are strong in court. That's why
How
we
dare
want you
you?
here.
We love you
I
in
mean, I
person.
was thinking of words like beautiful,
Yeah.
benevolent.
Do you want to sit down here and talk?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are your thoughts? My client's probably going to ask me.
Well, my first thoughts are, yes, there's a lot of structural damage out here. You know, last time with that EV explosion that I dealt with you guys on, I got chewed out a little bit. I was a bit surprised when I walked in and saw you here again.
We're everywhere.
I do want to let you guys know.
What happened?
I will tell you later. It was great having the opportunity for all of us to kind of sit down and be able to chat. And as we did, I think Chester kind of humbled himself. He was very open to our conversation. He was willing to learn. And you know, the fact that he's willing to learn is everything.
I want to work with you here.
Sure.
I do see.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I understand that a good bit of this could be flood. Again, we will need to see the evidence. If we could get a structural engineer out here
Sure.
to ensure it.
I think we can do that, right?
Yeah.
Great. Good call. Good call.
Okay, and you know, once I have that report, then I could work with that and make sure that.
And again, we're never going to ask you to write for something you can't. But we're going to ask you to write for every single thing that you can.
We cannot get our policyholders more than they're owed. That's fraud. But we want to get them every cent that they're entitled to.
Yes, and if we can help by getting the engineer out here to show the structural integrity that it's been lost, and whatever we have to do to just put it in your file and make sure we can get this homeowner everything he needs.
That felt good to see that transition in him. And so I'm looking forward to an outcome that is favorable.
All right.
So you don't need me to walk around the house to take pictures. You have at it.
Great. Fantastic
Nice
to meet
meeting you.
Thank you again. And thank you I appreciate your attitude and you're trying to help our client.
Hey, of course. Thank you guys.
Bye.
We were able to sit down with the homeowner and talk to him and explain to him a little bit more about what's going on and what to expect in the months to come.
Most homeowners never face the reality of a claim of this nature. So our job is going to be both to help the homeowner relax into the process, keep them informed of the steps that are happening so they've got the correct expectations, and then helping them move along the process, both understanding the extent of the damage and the remedial process so that they're comfortable from start to finish.
Smells good. What's for dinner?
Tonight's red beans and rice and asparagus.
You remember that first claim that you went to with me when you first flew in? South of here, flood claim, Nicholas. We're still over here at the Airbnb in Tampa. I just got a text earlier today from Mary, our desk adjuster, who informed me that they had just given a favorable offer for the wind claim on Mr. Nicholas's house, and I saw my mom cooking dinner, and I couldn't wait to tell her.
Yeah. The one that I went to with Emile and Vanessa.
Yeah, we already got an offer on the win. It's looking good. We should be getting that wrapped up any day now.
Wow, that was fast.
And the flood, you know, it is what it is. We got Vanessa involved. She said that things are looking positive, but it's going to take some more time.
It is government related, you know, so you never know how much red tape you've got. Well, I'm excited because usually on hurricane claims, they take a while, so glad to hear it.
Okay, well, I'm ready to get on into this red beans and rice, so.
Oh, yeah.
Chop.
You'll be lucky if you'll get any at this point.
You can't leave me hungry.
Oh, but I can. I've done it before. I love cooking for all the guys when we're in Airbnbs together. It kind of reminds me of the days when I had 900 kids at the house. Even though we don't do a lot of flood claims, because a lot of times there's not much we can do to help them if it's a small claim. But this one, I think we're going to be making a significant difference in what he receives.